Today we're going to be diving into the world of ARB twin compressors. More specifically, we're going to be comparing the new ARB Brushless Twin against the ARB Classic Twin. Now, ARB's new line of brushless compressors, well, that's a whole nother tier in the lineup of ARB compressors. They're not going to be replacing the classic compressors. And, well, really, why should they be? They've got any and all bugs worked out of them over the years, and they've really proven to be good. I mean, the ARB Classic Twin Compressor has pretty much been the gold standard of onboard air compressors for many, many years. This one, as you can tell, is used. This one's been, well, under the hood of the Northridge 4x4 Hemi Gladiator for 5 years now, and it still runs good and strong. But we're also excited to get this new brushless compressor in there and see how much better it does. Now, of course, with any comparison, the one thing we really want to look at is the performance specs between the two of them. Now, the ARB Classic Twin at 0 PSI, so no load on it, it puts out just over 6 CFM, or cubic feet per minute of air. The new brushless twin, well, that puts out just over 9 CFM. Now, that's at 0 PSI, there's no load on it. And if you know compressors, it's kind of a bogus rating, but so many other onboard air compressor companies out there, that's the kind of rating they give you, is 0 PSI. Well, ARB also gives us an at-load rating, or at 29 PSI. And the ARB Classic Twin, that puts out just over 4.5 CFM at 29 PSI. The new brushless twin, that puts out just about 6.25 CFM at 29 PSI. So we have a big jump in performance here. It's just over a 30% increase in air output going from the brushed Classic Twin to the brushless Twin. Now let's talk sizing here. As we stand them right next to each other, you can see that the new brushless Twin, lengthwise, is just a little bit taller than the ARB Classic. And if we lay them down, you'll see that the brushless Twin, they're really close to the same height. If anything, it's just a little bit lower. Now, if we set them down, you really notice the difference in the width of the compressor. You'll see that the old Classic Twin is definitely wider. So the brushless Twin will fit in a little bit tighter locations. Now let's talk weight. And this is one that really surprised us because these two compressors are very similar in size. So we grabbed a scale from the shipping department and weighed them. And the ARB Classic Twin, well, it weighed just over 17.5 pounds. And then the ARB Brushless Twin with the quick release bracket on it, it weighed in at just over 13.5 pounds. Well, that's a 4-pound difference. I mean, that may not sound like a lot, but we put a lot of weight on our 4x4s, and any place you can shave weight and increase performance, I mean, that's a big bonus in anyone's book. Now, one of the things we really want to talk about is the big difference in the electrical systems between these two compressors. On the Classic Twin, you have a classic style harness with relays in line, and both motors are going to start up at the same time, causing a large voltage spike when this starts up. The brushless Twin, well, with its brushless motors, we no longer need to have inline relays. And they have a staggered start, meaning one motor is going to start and get up and running before the second one kicks in, and that's going to keep those initial voltage spikes to a minimum. Then other cool things in this, they have electronic speed control, they've got status reporting, voltage protection, overload protection, and they even have motor isolation. The programming in these motors, they're going to be watching that incoming voltage from your vehicle. And if they notice that there's some sort of a problem with the electrical system, they'll actually shut down one motor. And that's to help save your electrical system in your vehicle, but still keep the air flowing so you can get your tires filled back up to get back on the road. Now, one thing that hasn't changed between these two compressors is the duty cycle. The Classic Twin has a 100% duty cycle, and the new brushless Twin also has that 100% duty cycle. So you can run either of these compressors as long as you need them. However, there has been a change in the IP rating. The Classic Twin has an IP rating of IP55, where the new brushless Twin, ARB's up that IP rating to IP67, which gives it quite a bit more protection against dust and contaminants. That's going to make it even better for those under the hood mounts. Now let's get into something a lot of people have asked us about, and that is, will the new brushless compressor bolt right in place of the old twin compressor? And the answer is kind of, maybe. On the old twin compressor, we have this non-adjustable bracket that has 8 drilled and threaded holes. On the new brushless twin, we have this cool little cam lock bracket that's adjustable. It can slide forward and back, and that'll make it really nice for tight installations where you got to make micro adjustments. So now if we grab that Grim off-road bracket that came out of our Gladiator and set it down, you can actually see we can get 4 of the bolt holes to line up, but then we don't have enough room to put the bolts for our heat shield in place. Now, if we move it all the way over to where we can have room for those heat shield bolts, we've got 2 holes that line up, but then 2 don't. So we'd either have to slot them or we could just re-drill brand new holes. So that answer is kind of maybe. It all depends on the mount you have. From the mounts we've seen, at least 2 of the bolt holes line up, and you might have to drill 2 more. Now, another solution is just to go with a brand new bracket. And Grim Off-Road has sent us a couple of their prototype brackets. And this one here is double drilled, so it's gonna fit both the new brushless twin and it's gonna fit the old classic twin. Now that we've discussed brackets, let's kind of hit on the electrical. As you probably surmised from when we talked about how advanced the electrical system is now, you're not going to be able to plug the brand new brushless twin right into the harness that comes with the classic twin. The classic twin uses 1 large plug and 1 small plug, and on the new brushless you've got 2 large plugs. And it is quite advanced on the electrical side, so you want to make sure you use that new harness. Now, another difference between the 2 compressors is the new brushless twin has a built-in expansion tank or a manifold right into it. And this will help even out the pulses between the 2 heads, and it's going to give it a little bit of expansion so we can help cool it down before it heads on out. Now, you'll still want to use one of the ARB manifold kits or a separate air tank if you're going to be hooking up air lockers or air chucks to fill tires. Never mind our little brass fitting there. That's just us playing with some fittings to see how we can get it to fit in our Gladiator. Now, as we're talking heat, this is a high performance compressor. It's going to create more heat. And to help combat that, ARB has installed a cooling fan at the end of each motor. So this brushless compressor has 2 fans in it. Now, if we look at the classic compressor, it's got 1 fan right in the center between the 2 of them, and that's to help move air through and across the heads to help keep things cool. So now that we've gone over the specs and the differences between the 2, we're going to do a quick install on the Gladiator, and then let's do some performance testing. Now, for a reference point, let's first test the ARB Classic Twin Compressor. We've got 4 40-inch Nittos down to 5 PSI each. They're all connected with a 4-way hose. Let's see how long it takes to get them up to 35 PSI. So there we go, 11 minutes, 50 seconds, and we have all 40-inch Nittos up to 35 PSI, and that's for the ARB Classic Twin. So now let's do that same test with the new brushless twin. So there we go, 35 PSI, and it took 8 minutes, 33 seconds to fill. That's blazing fast. So there you are, just over 7 minutes and we're at 35 PSI. And that seems a little slow. We've done this before and actually had better times. All right, here we go. So 3 minutes, 8 seconds, and we are at 34 and a half. 35, so there you go. Just over 3 minutes. Now, how loud is the new brushless compressor? Well, let's do a decibel test. Here's a decibel test from outside the vehicle. Okay, and here's from inside the vehicle. So there you have a quick review and some performance testing of the brand new ARB Brushless Twin Compressor. And I gotta say, with all the cool stuff that we get to see come through the studio here, this one, well, it's the first one to impress us in a long, long time. I mean, we filled 4 of these 40-inch Nittos under this Hemi Gladiator from 5 PSI up to 35 PSI in 8.5 minutes. That's all 4 at the same time. And that's impressive no matter what onboard air system you have. And speaking of impressive, we didn't even get into those brushless motors. I mean, each one of those has a circuit board right in them, and it's sampling different parameters to give you peak performance, peak compressor performance, according to your vehicle's electrical system and the situation you're in. And I think really the only way we can really show you that good is maybe to get this out into some real world and do some real world testing. But as I continue thinking about it, well, if that ARB Classic Twin has been the gold standard for years, maybe this new ARB Brushless Twin, well, that's the new platinum standard. What do you think? Thanks for watching today. We'll see you again soon.